What's up, YouTube? So I just wanted to make a quick video because my car just currently hit 50,000 miles. So that's a really big number compared to how many miles I bought it with. You guys know I bought this car with 16,000 miles. It currently has, let's see. So as you can see right there, it has exactly 50,000 miles. And with those 50,000 miles, obviously comes maybe some problems, maybe some things I paid for that I didn't expect to pay for. I just want to make a quick video going over what I spent. And actually, the car did in fact have some problems recently. And obviously, with this car being my daily, and with obviously having put 50,000 miles on it already, this is what I got. So just to give you guys a rundown real quick, I took my car for service about maybe like a month ago or so, and I got notified by Audi, which I also notified them, that the car was leaking oil. So if I'm able to show you guys my driveway, you will see that there's a big oil leakage where this car was sitting. And so I just notified Audi. They did a multi-point inspection on the car, and this is what came up. So I actually haven't checked under the hood. They did replace a couple of parts for this car. So I guess we're gonna look at this together. The total bill came out to $3,654. So yeah, so what ended up happening was I don't actually want to put my hands on there because I just drove it and it's pretty hot today. But what ended up happening was the oil filter housing ended up cracking, which caused my oil to spill within inside the V just below the turbos, which actually ended up bringing the oil all the way down to the bottom. So yeah, so that ended up cracking, ended up leaking to the back. It was basically just spilling the oil all the way down the transmission tunnel. And so it came to a point where it was just seeping down. So that is one of the issues that I did have with this car. As of right now, I'm not currently having any issues other than one really big one. The car is overheating. Well, not necessarily overheating, but the temperature is rising quickly on this vehicle. So whenever I get on the freeway, I try to merge. So I obviously step on it. I don't go full throttle, to the ground. I just do maybe like a fourth or a half throttle, and the car jumps in temperature. It jumps in temperature quick, and obviously that's not a good sign because when I bought the car, it didn't do that. It just started doing that maybe a year or so ago, but it has gotten worse. So I think it's about that time where my water pump will be failing. Now, I already knew about this going into this platform, so this isn't anything new to me. But for any of you that are interested in getting an RS5, I do know that the oil filter housing is starting to become a common issue on these, which I got told by my technician that is starting to become a common issue on these. The oil filter housing is a common issue. The PCV is also a common issue. I'm pretty sure there's other common issues as well, but those are the main three that you should be paying attention to as of right now. Now, I did get informed that I need to do my brakes, my rear brakes, as a matter of fact. And the thing with Audi is you can't just do the brake pads. You need to do the brake pads and rotors at the same time. You obviously need to swap both of them. That gives me a bill of $5,000. That is absolutely insane. I've heard that you don't necessarily have to do that. I mean, my rotors are actually in really good condition. I mean, for 50,000 miles, I haven't had to change my brakes at all since I got it. I don't even think they changed the brakes beforehand. But if you can see, I still do have a good amount of brake pad life left. But they did tell me it's around 6 millimeters right now, if I'm not wrong. It's around 6 millimeters. It comes with 12. Um, as soon as they hit 6 millimeters, they start docking you to telling you to replace it. You don't need to replace it until it gets to 2 millimeters or 3. That is what I got told. So I'm just gonna keep on rocking it with these. The front ones are still good. I believe they're like 7 or 8 millimeters. So the front ones are good. The back ones, the rears, are what is dinging me, I guess, in this case. Other than that, I do have an update for you guys regarding when my car is going to get wrapped. Obviously, you guys know I do have damage right here, right in the bottom, over there, and a little bit of nicks and whatnot in the rear end, as you can see right here, and then right here. So that was all due to the windstorm that did happen. That is something I need to get fixed. I actually ended up getting quotes from a couple different body shops, and let me tell you, what the actual fuck, to get that whole entire thing painted and the rear, just counting those parts, I am looking at a total of $4,300. I can pay those $3,000, I really can, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to, and I won't, and I'll explain why. The only part I'm really worried about this car is right there, and mainly it's just PPF damage. If you can see, there's only like this scratch right here, this little tiny one right here, one up here, and then maybe this little speck right here. Yeah, there you go, that little speck. So in total, there's not really that much damage. So I just find it unreasonable to go ahead and do that. So where I work, and one of the customers we got just happens to own a body shop. I asked him for a quote. He told me that he'll paint the front bumper. He'll fix this little nick that I have right here, the fender, do the rear, all for 400 bucks. Paint, you don't want to cheap out, but the body shops, the reason why they're charging me so much is because they need to go ahead and remove the bumper and recalibrate these. They're telling me it's going to be $1,000 just to recalibrate them, which is absolutely crazy. I could probably do it myself. I'm going to just go ahead and take it to that guy who owns the body shop and have him do it, so I can hopefully have this car ready by May. It's gonna be ready. I really do want this car to be ready by my birthday. I'm not gonna keep any promises. You know, life is life, and a lot of things will happen. So I'm just setting a goal for May, whichever part of May that may be. I just hope it is the beginning of May. I already have a wrap shop. They quoted me $1,000 to do everything I wanted to do due to the material, due to the specifications of how I want it. To me, that is absolutely perfect, and that is what I'm going to do. But look at this car. I mean, this thing is amazing. Now, would I recommend you buying one of these cars? I know when I first started looking into these cars, I loved it. I wanted one, but it just left a big old hole in my brain where I just kept on asking myself, how much is it going to be for insurance? How much is it going to be? How much is it going to be? I was 18 at the time. I wasn't 19 yet. I was 18 when I was starting to look at one of these. Once I did, it was $900 under my parents' policy. Then after a couple of months, obviously I changed it to my own policy, which was around $800 a month. Fast forward a couple of months, I actually ended up going with Allstate, giving me a quote for $400 a month. And right now, that is what I'm paying. I am paying $400 a month for this car to be able to daily drive it. Obviously, I don't want to keep on racking up miles on this car. I love it. I don't want anything bad to happen to it. My warranty expires in about 6 years. I'm already 2 years into it, and look how many miles I put onto it. That is where my second option for a vehicle comes in. I'm going to be getting a second car, tucking this one away, and getting a second car. I'm going to commit the worst life decision I could have ever made. If this one was pretty bad, the next one's going to be worse. But don't you worry. I mean, go big or go home, right? Before I end the video off, I do want to say, please, 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 share my video, share my content, share everything. I do want to get some type of following by Monterey Car Week. You know, that is my main goal, to have this car ready. The reason why I want to have this car ready for Monterey Car Week and not any other car show, maybe like SEMA or whatnot. This is not a SEMA car. This car will never be a SEMA car. I like the more, how can I say this? The more, not finer things in life, but the more calm things in life. I am not planning to modify this car at all. This car is going to stay bone stock. I do love vehicles that are OEM plus. So that is what I'm going to do with this car. Now, these last couple of 2 years that I've taken this car to Monterey Car Week, these last 2 years that I took this car to Monterey Car Week, I did get hate. Why? Because, I mean, people don't really like these cars or whatever the case may be. I just want to make something that people will look at and be like, hey, that's a beautiful car. Regardless if they're into McLarens, BMWs, Mercedes, whatever the case may be, I just want you to be able to look at this car and say, wow, that's a beautiful car. Without even having to judge the car, without even having to be like, that's a complete waste of money or whatever the case may be. I'm building this car to be appealing. Right now, all the attention is set on the wheels. I've gotten more compliments on the wheels than I have the actual car itself. I know the moment I put the wrap on, it's going to start tying things together. And rather than getting compliments on the wheels, I'm going to get compliments on the whole car itself. So I'm not too worried about that. This is one of my biggest passions, and I've been trying to commit to this for the longest time. Finally, I'm holding myself accountable for this. I do plan on making YouTube my career, I guess, in a way. So I do plan on buying crash cars. I do plan on just getting into vehicles that people would stay away from. That is what I want to do. So I want to restore them, bringing them into their glorious, glorious, a glorious vision that I may have for that vehicle, and you guys will see. But that is what I want to do. Now, once I do get paid, I'm gonna get put on spacers on this car because wow, that fitment is crazy. That is probably my biggest complaints on this car because like wow, look at that. That is crazy. So I just need 15 millimeters in the back, 10 millimeters in the front. We're good. I already did my measurements, so I already know. Please help me out. I would greatly appreciate it. I would love to see you guys at Monterey Car Week, taking some photos of my car, looking at it, and shit. Maybe I might take you guys on a spin. I do not mind. I love people who love cars. I don't consider myself a car guy. I consider myself a car enthusiast. Why? Because I'm not in it for the hype. I'm in it for the car itself. So I really do want you guys to follow me along my journey, see how far I go, see how far I can go, and exceed all those goals. I just want to show everyone that you don't necessarily have to modify your car. You don't have to be pushing 1,000 horsepower. You don't have to be having bead locks. You don't have to do some crazy wing in the back. You don't have to do absolutely nothing to your vehicle to make it look beautiful. You don't have to put a splitter. You don't have to put side skirts. You don't have to put a new rear diffuser. You can just love your car for what it is and how it is. So that is my goal. I plan on doing great things. I just want you guys to follow me on my journey in getting there. So that is it for this video. Please like and subscribe. I do have great things coming, one step at a time, and we'll get there. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, my TikTok. I post there constantly. So if you don't want to miss out on anything, please follow those social medias. And I hope to see you guys on Monterey Car Week.